Hello. I have a read for us today. So this is about somebody who is domineering, kind of controlling, anger management issues, and they are struggling to remain emotionally stable. They're kind of trying to find their footing. They're looking for emotional stability because they're upset. They were unprepared for a divorce that is about to be underway. The relationship that they were in, it had bad communication. Not only did it have bad communication, but the other partner, they said over and over and over again, I'm unhappy, this is not working, I don't want to do this anymore. And his voice just wasn't heard and the changes weren't made. But to be completely honest, toxicity on both ends, which happens in an unhappy relationship. Even if you aren't typically a toxic person, it is not uncommon for you to be toxic towards a person when you're not in a happy relationship. They're trying to delay the inevitable. They want to kind of stop this. I don't know. Yeah. They think they can stop it forever. They think they can make everything better. But they can't because they are not emotionally stable and they refuse to get the assistance that they need to become stable. They want happiness, and I think that's what they're promising. I think they're promising change. I think they're promising peace. Oh no, they are definitely not promising peace, but that's what they want. Or I'm sorry, this is delaying the inevitable. This is tranquility. They want happiness, they want peace, they want balance. They don't know how to achieve it because they can't even achieve balance within themselves. They are inherently negative. They are just negative as a person, but like I said, they have a bad temper. They're domineering, they're controlling. So they don't, so they're not really going about this. Hold on just a minute. I have a sassy mom who is trying to get her babies to stop nursing. Okay, sorry about that. So, what this person is planning, they're thinking about doing something really stupid. They are thinking about doing something violent. I think they're threatening the person's stuff, potentially bodily harm. They don't go about things in a safe and happy and healthy manner. They don't know how to express their emotions that they feel in a healthy way, and they have a lot of big emotions, and they are a lot of big negative emotions. So if you already don't know how to control those emotions and those urges when you are going through something traumatic like a divorce, it is going to it's going to be a rough ride. All right, let's do 3 bicycle cards. Gathering knowledge. Oh. So they're trying to figure out why the sudden change. Why is their partner finally taking the leap? Because I feel like this is not something that this is something that he's threatened before, but he's never actually started the process. So they are gathering knowledge as to why he is willing to leave. And planning. Oh, good grief. Well, they're planning. Oh God. They're not really thinking straight. The planning, it isn't anything good. It isn't, how am I going to take care of myself? How am I going to take care of my family now that not even thinking of their kids. Nope. not thinking about how to take care of themselves or their family. This is a family that has kids. The planning, the gathering knowledge. It's a high priest. Well, it's a feminine energy. I want to say high priestess, but I don't know. I don't know if I wouldn't necessarily want to call him a high priestess. Maybe high priestess in reverse, because she is on the struggle bus. In her pessimism, she is fully embraced her dark side, and unfortunately hasn't really learned how to use her dark side. We are all made of light and dark. We are all made of good and quote unquote bad. But she hasn't really learned how to embrace her dark side in a more healthy manner and use it in a way that's going to be beneficial to her, which is disappointing. Hold on. I am doing this right. Yeah, okay. Energy ready to enrich. She could potentially be a high priestess in the upright. You know, when you go through an awakening, you typically go through an awakening when there is a traumatic event, like an unplanned divorce. She could potentially turn herself around and become a more high vibrational person, learn how to master her emotions, and start doing things that are good for her, that are going to benefit both her and her children. That would require her to remember that she has children and not do something shady, something potentially violent. But the potential is there. The potential is within us all, and it's typically awakened by a traumatic event. So, all right, deities, I'm sorry, you were right. I was not really looking at that the right way. She could potentially do something amazing with this energy. It's work. When you go through an awakening, it is a lot of work, and she has gifts. Look at High Priestess, and then High Priestess. So she has gifts. She could do something amazing if she chose to. Do we want to do one more horse? Channeling horse today. Oh, well, I can't leave it there. Expectations. All right, expectations. Now I want at least one more. Expectations. I mean, she's expecting to be able to work her way through this. She's expecting to be able to talk her partner out of it, because it's something that she has been able to do before. New action. It is going to require her to do new action. What she has done before has not worked in the past. She considers it a dependable power, and it's just not. It's not going to be things that work, because he's pretty tired of the way that she behaves. Which, you know, domineering, emotional instability, it does not sound like it's a good time. But maybe, you know, if she takes the appropriate steps to become emotionally stable, she will become a force to be reckoned with in the best way, as opposed to what she's currently struggling with. And the harder we scrape and climb to get to a higher vibrational level, I almost want to say the harder we work, the more powerful we become, right? Because before we come to Earth, we see our path and we see it laid out before us, and we see how it's going to go, and we go, okay, these are the lessons that I'm going to learn, and we make this decision. And sometimes if we're very, very, people who are very, very low vibrational, they choose to be that way so that they can learn lessons to become their, and they, gosh, I want to say this the right way. When you're very, very low vibrational and you have to work harder, it just means it's just the more powerful that you could become potentially. The universe just doesn't gift you with gifts. Everything comes at a price. Everything comes with a lesson. It's done with love, and all of it, they will tell you flat out, all of it is important. All of it is good, but that doesn't mean that it's easy. If you want to change the world, then then there are sacrifices that you make. There's trials and tribulations that you go through, and it's not because the universe is testing you. It's because you need to prove to yourself that you are strong enough and you're worthy enough to be able to handle those lessons, because you are the universe. Well, that went a little bit deep, didn't it? I'm gonna leave it here. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I hope you guys make good choices. And I will talk to you later. Bye.